Hey, it's Tony. I want to take a moment to talk about really important daily routine that can significantly improve your productivity. You should definitely do this if you are working with a team or have people working with you, or if you have a business partner, then this will really have a big impact. But even if you're working alone, you should still have some accountability body that you do this routine together with, because that will definitely have a big impact. And that's one of the things that we do in the Insiders, that we team up every single person with an accountability body that will help keep you really accountable and really focused on the results. So, I'm of course talking about the daily huddle. It takes maximum 50 minutes a day, and I mean every working day. And it's probably one of the most important ways you can use those 15 minutes. So first question, what is a daily huddle? As mentioned, it's maximum 15-minute sync-up call, also known as the stand-up if you're working face-to-face. It's really the backbone of an effective working method. Crucial part of productivity and really important daily routine. It's a daily opportunity to bring up issues that lies in the work or in the organization. It gives the opportunity for your business partner or team to bring out any kind of issues that they're having, and for you as well. And why? What's the point in having a daily huddle? First of all, it's to keep yourself accountable. Peer pressure tends to do that. If you say you will do something, but you are only accountable for yourself, then it doesn't really feel that big of a deal to just skip the whole thing. But if other people are asking you, did you do the thing? Then it's a whole different game. So it's a really great way to hold yourself accountable for the goals you have. And then it keeps others accountable, your business partner, your team, your employees. Same thing, you can use peer pressure to really get things moving and really avoid this syndrome that people just talk and nothing really gets done. We want to get things done. We want to get a lot of things done every single week. So Daily Huddle is a great tool in achieving this. And it's also about alignment, making sure everyone is going to the same direction, making sure that everyone is focused, including yourself. When running a business, key things are, first of all, direction, that you're going to the right direction. Then secondly, focus, doing one thing at a time on the right order, right things at the right order. Then third of all, speed, not spending too much time in doing something and instead taking immediate action and putting things forward. In the Daily Huddle, you can also emphasize the core values and build morale. You probably have a certain vision about your company and what kind of company culture you want to have. So Daily Huddle is an excellent opportunity to emphasize this. Boost energy, positive energy, getting people really motivated, and making sure that they are aligned with the company core values that you have defined. So who attends the Daily Huddle? First of all, it's with you and your accountability partner, for example, your business partner, then you and your team. Or if you have several different teams like we do, then each team has their own Daily Huddle. We have around 40 employees, and a really common question is that do we have one Daily Huddle with 40 people? The answer is no. We have small teams inside the company, usually maximum 7 people. So each team has their own Daily Huddle, and we might drop in there maybe a few times every once in a while, but we are definitely not attending all of those. So when to have the Daily Huddle? As I mentioned, it's every work day. For example, for us, it's Monday to Thursdays. Friday is a working day as well, but Friday we have reserved for planning. So we are having 1 week cycles, which means that once we have the planning, we always plan just 1 week ahead. Of course, we have like quarterly goals and plannings and those kind of things, but for the specific goals, it's just 1 week because you don't want to spend making like a 3 month detailed plan because things change very quickly. So the risk that you are just doing waste with your planning, it's pretty big. So we have like 1 year direction and then quarterly direction goals. Then each week we have planning that is aligned with those. But back to the daily huddle. So daily huddle is usually on mornings. You can choose the time that suits you. And currently I'm actually having with my team the daily huddle at 3 p.m. because I want to reserve the morning time just for myself, like studying and doing some specific things. And usually then on afternoons I can have calls. And it's good to point out that attendance in these calls is mandatory for all the participants. And if the attendance keeps being an issue, you can define a specific start time. For example, 9:02. This is one thing you can try out if people are coming late to the call. So what do you actually do in these daily huddles? There's 3 specific questions we have. First of all, what did you accomplish since last call? What will you accomplish before the next call? And do you need help in meeting your weekly goals and targets? Are there any impediments? Is there anything blocking you? And one key point is that the answers need to be specific. The call is not going to have much value if people are just answering stuff like, yeah, I sent a few emails, did a couple of things here and there, had a meeting, called a few people, the same old, same old. If you let people answer these questions like that, then pretty soon people will be saying that daily huddles are a complete waste of time. They are if you let people just ramble about random things. I would suggest to put the first focus on tensions and asking what is your tension of the day? What is causing you stress, unclarity, worry, or something like this? Remember that one of the points to have this call is to bring up any of the issues. When the deadline comes on Friday, nobody's allowed to say, yeah, I didn't do it because this thing was blocking me. Because that person should have said it in their daily huddles. And the daily huddle is also a great opportunity to build the company culture. So emphasize the core values you have. If you don't have core values yet then you should definitely define those. It can be like 5 things that the company stands for. And I can give you our current core values as an example. So our first value is deliver wow in everything. Second is take responsibility. Third, learn and drive positive change. Fourth is collaborate openly and honestly. And the 5th one is commit to mastery. So these are the things that we want every employee and every person to stand for. So that's why in the daily huddles we use the first minute to talk about these core values. So the way it works is just in the daily huddle you ask some random person to read the core values. And then just ask another random person to explain how they have lived this one core value recently. And just choose one different value each every day. And you will hear a lot of interesting stories, and it helps to make sure that people really understand your core values as well. So repetition of the core values makes sure people understand and abide those. And you can also put the attention to goals and metrics by just showing the main metrics and weekly goals during the call. So if it's a call, you can just share your screen, or if it's a face-to-face, then just have all the main metrics and weekly goals on a whiteboard, for example. And a good way to really boost positive energy and build motivation is to ask one random person to share a recent win they had. So this takes just maximum 1 minute. And the reason is that, I mean, if you talk all the time only about tensions and problems, it can get a bit demotivating and maybe depressing for some. So this is done in order to assure that people still feel good about themselves and feel good about the work. Because first of all, you want to be really motivated yourself. You need to have the right mindset in order to be the best use for your business. And secondly, you want to make sure that your business partner and your team feels the same way, that they are really motivated and committed. And these wins should be about work. How they have recently succeeded with their in their role. So rules of the game is that keep the daily huddle maximum 15 minutes. And the way you do this is to start on time, end on time. Punctuality is really the key, and everyone has to be on time. Sync and bring out the issues, but it's not about solving the issues. So take any discussions offline. Keep fast pace and discussion to the point, no chit chat. Any discussion that would need everyone's involvement happens after the daily call. So this means that you just say that, okay, the daily call is now over, so now we can talk about the discussions that you brought up earlier. You want to keep this maximum to 15 minutes because otherwise it's going to feel too heavyweight, and eventually people start complaining that it's too heavy call and taking too much time, and rightfully so, because that's not really the point of this. It's about syncing and making sure the goals are met. Okay, so let's recap. It's an essential way to increase collaboration, synchronize, hold everyone accountable, and get focused. One of the key elements that builds the backbone of your business, along with the weekly demo, retrospective planning, and brainstorming sessions. So the structure for the daily huddle is that first minute is used for core values, 30 minutes is just for the syncing, and then the last minute is used for win. Talking about wins. So that's how you keep it to 15 minutes. And the weekly workflow we usually have is, so daily huddle happens on Monday to Thursday. Then on Friday we have the demo review session, which means that basically every team is presenting what they have achieved. Then after that each team has a retrospective session, so what do they need to improve, and then they have a planning session for the next week. So if we talk about time wise, then the daily huddles account for just 60 minutes, and the Friday things account for 90 minutes. So all in all, it's 150 minutes per week. So that's 2.5 hours. So it doesn't really take a long time to do this. I strongly suggest to work this way when you have a team, or even if it's just your business partner, or if you're working alone, then I suggest you get an accountability partner. And if you're in the insiders, you will get an accountability partner from there. Don't work alone. Being an entrepreneur doesn't have to be a lonely path. So that's it for this topic of daily huddle. In the insiders we talk more about this and how to build your own remote team in the Philippines and in China. See you there. See you on the inside.